Star Trek Picard's Episode 2 reveals a massive conspiracy at the heart of Star Trek Picard's sophomore episode dropped this week, and while the series' first outing gave us glimpses at the state of the galaxy after Star Trek Nemesis and the explosion of Romulus seen in JJ's 2009 Star Trek film, Episode 2, Maps and Legends, gave us a much deeper look at the Federation and the affairs of Starfleet during the past 2 decades. And it turns out that in the nearly 20 years since we last saw Jean-Luc, a massive conspiracy may have been brewing beneath the surface that threatens to jeopardize and destroy everything that the titular Picard has stood for. So what is it? Well, we have to give you a spoiler warning first, so beam out of this video player if you haven't seen Episode 2 of Picard yet, and if you're sticking around, engage us with a like and subscribe. We're going to assume you're still here since you are watching this right now, and so you've seen the latest episode. And we're going to assume you probably want to know more about how that secret Romulan organization is covertly controlling at least chunks of the Federation and Starfleet. No, not the Tal Shiar. We're talking about the secret Romulan organization, the Zhat Vash, a group we've never heard of or seen until this episode. And what did we learn, and what are all the clues? Well, let's break down the episode. It starts with a flashback showing the event that caused the Federation to outlaw synthetic life forms, the destruction of the Utopia Planitia shipyards on Mars by synths. The episode from here on out follows 2 main plot lines, Picard and Soji, Data's daughter and twin of the recently deceased Dahj. On the Soji side of things, we finally get a look at what the Romulan reclamation site is up to. They're de-droning decommissioned Borg and making some cash off the technology they're ripping out of the Borg cube. We also find out that she is now in a clandestine relationship with the ultra-clandestine Romulan Narek, who readily admits that he's got a bit of a clandestine side to himself and should probably not be trusted, which honestly might make him one of the most trustworthy Romulans out there. But of course, there's more to him than meets the eye. As for the Picard side of the episode, it deals with him being newly motivated to find out more about Dahj and Soji, the twin daughters of his fallen comrade Data. After Picard gets his CSI on in Data's deceased daughter Dahj's domicile, he learns of the hyper-secret organization, the Zhat Vash, who basically seem like the boogeyman to the Romulans. As we alluded to earlier, they're the secretive group operating beneath the already secretive Tal Shiar, the Romulan secret police/intelligence service who we've seen across previous Star Trek shows. He tries to play things by the book by asking Starfleet for a small ship and crew to investigate the location of Bruce Maddox and any possible Romulan operatives. But his recent outbursts on TV about Starfleet hasn't made him any new friends because Admiral Clancy basically tells him to f*** off.
Sheer f***ing hubris.
Obviously, this sets Picard off to find an alternative means of transportation. But as that happens, he finally learns a little more about the Zhat Vash motives. Essentially, they have a deep-seated anger/hatred for synthetic life and artificial intelligence and want to destroy all synths throughout the galaxy. On top of that, they are suspected to have infiltrated all galactic governments, including the Klingon Empire and the Gorn hegemony, which seems like a legit rumor because they certainly have their claws in Starfleet. We get confirmation of this when, despite her misgivings, Admiral Clancy follows up on Picard's assertions with Commodore O of Starfleet Security. While O, who may or may not be a Romulan in disguise as a Vulcan, seems to blow off Picard's plans, it's revealed that the Commodore is compromised and, in fact, part of some insidious organization. More on that in a second. Of course, if that wasn't enough, we find out that her right-hand human, Lieutenant Rizzo, is actually a Romulan who has been altered, and it's her and Narek, her brother, who are running the op on Soji. While it seems that Rizzo is working for O, in actuality, Rizzo is doing an end runaround on the Commodore and using O for her own means. So, what does this all mean? Well, Star Trek is no stranger to secret organizations like the aforementioned Romulan Tal Shiar, the Cardassian Obsidian Order, and even Starfleet Section 31, of which the Vulcan Commodore O is probably a member. Basically, we are looking at a conspiracy within a conspiracy with multiple clandestine operatives working towards their own illicit ends. And it looks like Picard is about to unravel all of it. Hell, we still haven't even gotten into what caused the synths to revolt, which ultimately led to the destruction of the Romulan evacuation fleet, which is a whole other layer to this conspiracy that we'll have to unpack. Of course, conspiracies in the upper echelons of Starfleet is nothing new in Star Trek, as we see in the Next Generation Season 1 episode Conspiracy, where Picard and Riker stop an alien conspiracy. That episode is also known to have what must be the most horrifying piece of special effects to ever make it on broadcast television in the year 1988. In the end, clandestine agents and players getting involved with a foreign government is never a good thing, and everyone should be wary when that happens because it puts every citizen at risk. We, of course, are talking about Starfleet and the Federation. On top of all of the other questions, the biggest one at this point is why the Zhat Vash and Romulan culture is so afraid of synthetic life and AI, but we're sure the answer is going to be explored throughout this season of Picard. But what do you folks think? What do you think is the real reason the Romulans are afraid of synths? Do you think we'll get some TNG cameos in the next episode of Picard? And were you also hoping that Lieutenant Rizzo would be a rat and it would mean a Muppet Star Trek crossover?
I'm from outer space! Yeah, that's great.
Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? If you want to get notified every time we go live with the show or drop a new video, feel free to mash that little bell so you can be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.